Hello, warriors. Welcome to the U Movement. I am B. Today is World Bee Day. So I figure it's my day. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it as my day today. I am outside. I am sucking in some sunshine. I am out of bed. I am eating food. All of these things I'm appreciating in great abundance because when you are going through the pits of hell on a spiritual awakening, when you're dipped down into the muck to unfuck, it's difficult work. It is warrior work. That is why I call us all warriors. People looking in from the outside wouldn't have a clue. They would not. They would not. They would not understand. I, in an earlier version, wouldn't understand. If I came to myself today and spoke to myself 10 years ago, booked an appointment with me 10 years ago, and I started explaining what I was going through, my mind wouldn't have been able to fathom it. It wouldn't have. With all of my teachings and knowledge and spiritual pursuits and education, I would not have been able, I wouldn't have been a good counselor for you then. I am, however, a great counselor and intuitive counselor for you now because I am in flow with the divine, which is where most of my information comes from, if not all, at this stage. And I have experienced stuff you just wouldn't believe. Or maybe you would, because maybe you are going through a Kundalini awakening, or maybe you are going through a twin flame journey, or maybe you are having a spiritual awakening. And if you are, which I assume you are if you're watching me, otherwise others would have lost interest in me by now. If you are, then understand that you have my utmost compassion, love, respect, honor. I see you, I am here for you, and I love you. With that all said, I wanted to give a little bit of an update because I think the last time you saw me, I was flattened, going through another round of ego death. If you are going through a round of ego death where you feel like you're dying and your entire world is collapsing and you're emoting things that feel unnatural, unholy, and just all kinds of wrong, do be advised that I have a Dark Night of the Soul playlist. I think it's a very extensive playlist because I've been there a lot over the last 2 years, and there is lots of videos there that can help you on your journey. There is also videos in the Meditations with B playlist to help facilitate you through the difficult emotions. Okay, my meditations aren't like other people's meditations. They are hard-hitting, very specific to people who are going through trauma releases, having inner child issues, going through the shadow work. So do check out those two playlists because they can be exceptionally useful. If you're purging on the body, I do also have a body playlist, and I believe this Friday, I had previously filmed my Friday flashback, and it's all about aches and pains in the bodies. So because I missed it, I'm going to get it up. It's not going to be on Friday, but I will get it up as soon as I can, or maybe it'll get it up for this Friday. Who knows? I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, is what I'm doing. So let's talk about a little bit about what I'm doing, because the last I informed you all, I am letting go, because that's what you do on an awakening path. You let go. You let go of people, places, things. And now I'm on to the things. There's a lot of things letting go of. My home that I've lived in for the last 15 years, letting go. And with that, letting go of a lot of responsibility, because I have no intention of purchasing another home again. I don't know about ever, but that is, I'm not just going from one to another. I am liquidating everything. It's for sale. It's for sale. Whatever it is for sale. Aside from the bare essentials, clothing, and I'm going to rent a very small storage unit, I believe. I don't know, of course, my plans could change, but I'm thinking I have far too much art that I myself have painted that is highly valued to me. You have seen some of my art in behind me. I would take offers on a good price if there was a bidding situation on some of my one-of-a-kind pieces that I've painted with acrylics, just so you know. But I'm not going to attempt to sell it all, by no means. So I would like to have like one or two things that maybe down the line, when I'm a little bit more situated, I can come back and retrieve and bring with me. Because everything that I own is another string that is like a hot air balloon that has all the strings that are staked into the ground. And what use is a balloon on the ground? I want to soar. I want to soar. I want to soar once more. I want to fly by the seat of my pants. I want to take and go where the wind blows me. I want to be free again. I used to move and travel very easily. I've moved many times in my life. This move is seemingly the hardest because it's in the middle of a Kundalini awakening, and that intensifies anything. But I moved out of my family home at 18, as far and fast as I could go, as quickly as possible as I could escape. And from there, I moved multiple times around Ontario in Canada, where I am, to go to college, to go to university, to work for a stretch in a northern area, which was beautiful. Then I moved to Japan and I taught English for a year there, and I flew back and I worked in Toronto for a year, and then I met my son's father there, and that was one of those crazy whirlwind summer romances that ended with the pregnancy. Unexpected, but the best thing that ever happened to me, the best thing that I've ever done. My success story so far. And that led me to Ireland, where I spent the next 10 years unexpectedly. When you have a child, it's harder to move. And the situations that kept me in Ireland were complicated because although his dad left 3 weeks before I gave birth, I couldn't leave. One, you can't fly at that time, just before you give birth. And two, when I did ask to come home from family, get some family support, I was told unequivocally that you made your bed, now go lie in it. So I was sent back. I had come for a visit after he was born, and I was sent back to Ireland, where I stayed on my own for 10 years. Once my father was sick and ill 10 years later, I was beckoned home again because they needed support with him. And I was delighted that I had the opportunity to spend a good few more years with him before he passed away. But that was my get out of jail ticket that brought me home and brought me here into the current situation that I've been living in since 2009. And that turned into not my happily ever after that I imagined, by no means. But I embedded in and I doubled down, and I was damn well gonna fucking make it work, which definitely was the opposite energy to the way that I had lived my life previously. And so each time I doubled down, that was another string or cord embedding me in place. And you know, I'm gonna work harder, I'm gonna commit, I'm gonna be loyal, I'm gonna, you know, all these strings. And then there's all the things. There's all the things. So on my throughout my life, I've met some interesting characters, and I haven't talked in any video about my ex-best friend, but I'm going to today, because it's taken me a good number of years to get to a place where I could. When I say you lose people on a spiritual awakening, I've lost everybody, everyone, in one way or another. Like, not all has been devastation and never talk to them again. You know, I still talk to my son, even though technically I lost him too, because he moved out. But that's a good loss. You know, it would have been a dysfunctional loss to hold him together. You know, my mission in trying to fight for Keep My House for the years that I was fighting for it was to provide him with a place to live until he finished college. And while he hasn't finished college yet, he has gotten himself mostly there, and he's moved in quite comfortably with his romantic partner, who's a doll. I love her to bits. And that's a good thing, because he's age 25, and it's healthy and necessary for a 25-year-old man to individuate himself from his parent. Because the last thing I want to do is repeat the cycle of enmeshment that I was raised in, the codependency that I had. He needs to, you know, go follow his dreams and do them his way, not my way. And so in that regard, I'm going to say I also was successful. Even though this legal battle was brutal and probably one of the worst experiences in my life, I'm going to call that a success, that I successfully managed to get him through, even though I did it a large majority of the time lying in my bed going like freaking the fuck out. So being a warrior doesn't mean you have to stand up in warrior pose and look like a warrior. Being a warrior means shaking and crying and sputtering and panicking and being fearful and still and still managing to write the emails, make the phone calls, and do what's necessary. And so I'm getting a little bit more giggles come, which is great. Long lost. So I was talking about, yes, you lose everybody. Kundalini is a bitch. And she ain't taking no prisoners. This is not a prisoner of war situation here. It's about like cutting all the cords. So about 26, 27 years ago, I met a woman that I was in awe of. Like, I adored her. I placed her firmly up on a gigantic pedestal, which, you know, wasn't good for her, wasn't good for me. But like, when you come from a background of trauma and you have been raised in a codependent, narcissistic environment, you go out and you reenact certain systems. And so for me, I'd never known equality in a relationship. I'd never known an equal flow. I'd known, you know, I gotta look up to you. You're better than me. You're bigger than me. You're older than me. You're whatever than me, you know, and I'm smaller. So I reenacted that in all of my relationships. Every single last one of them, they were out of balance, which is why Kundalini was like, go, no. You know, so one of the things about this woman, now she was like absolutely beautiful and like tall and lanky, everything that I wasn't. And, you know, she had the social skills that I didn't, and she had the grouping. She was magnetic to people like I wasn't, and she had everything. Like, she had everything. She had taste, she had class, she was regal. she was very in her queendom, where I was very in my pauper dome. And when you never had a chance to be fully yourself, you see yourself, or you see your needs, or you see your wants through the eyes of other people. You know, you go out in the world and you're like, well, what would this person think about that, and what would this person think about that? And even buying something as simple as kitchen scissors, you're like scanning and you're like, oh no, I need these ones because these ones she'd approve of. And now, I don't think she'd ever actually judge me if I had a shitty pair of scissors. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I knew her degree of like class and and desire to obtain certain things. So when in the last I was never a thing person before, because when you've moved that many times, you're like, I don't fucking care. Just go to the local Value Village and buy a piece of rusty old scissors. Who gives a fuck for 50 cents? But now, because I was back home and I was setting up home and I was like, wanted the life, and I wanted my life to look like her life, because her life looked kind of ideal. And again, from an outsider looking in, you don't know what's going on. And that's not my place to say. But from me looking in, I was like, oh, she knows how to match. She makes a good place setting. Like, I don't know anything about place settings. And like, my mother was the same way. This is the thing, is my mother had, airs about herself, of, her station in life. And so we had the like regular cutlery, and then we had the silverware. And I'm like, what the fuck? What does it matter? It's so stupid. But like, everything had to look a certain way. Everything had to be a certain way. So between these two influences of like trying to create a home with these feminine energies that were, about presentation as opposed to maybe something of greater degree of substance, I got it into my head, and I'm not saying they put it there, but like, I probably put it there. It's like, for me to be perfect, and for me to be accepted, and for me to be liked, and for me to be loved, I need to have matching cutlery with like a matching pie server. And I don't even eat pie. Like, the amount of times I eat pie, why the fuck do I need a pie server? Like, but I was convinced that I needed certain things. Now, I would always buy within reason, but it was like, I would save and I would save and I would save, because I wanted the KitchenAid scissors that had a name and a reputation, as opposed to the Value Village shitty scissors. Value Village is like Salvation Army, or like a secondhand shop. So I wanted everything, everything needed to be teal, because teal's my favorite color, and everything needed to match. Needed to have clean lines. Needed to, look, everything needed to look a certain way, because, if I look a certain way, and if my environment looks a certain way, then, well, surely that's gonna make my marriage good. It did not. Oh, the folly of it all. The folly of it all. I am going through my house now in the last 2 days, like literally posting everything, because at least now I have shit to sell, because, I wouldn't be able to sell a pair of Value Village scissors, but the KitchenAid scissors I can get maybe $1 for. So it's really amusing to me, as the last 2 days I posted all of my jewelry. I don't even wear jewelry, so I don't know, it was never my thing. But again, it was like, oh, I'm a female, so I need to wear certain things to look girly. It was all about image. And so it's not like I had diamonds or things like that, but like, I had all my amethyst earrings and my garnet necklaces. All my jewelry was within the healing realm, because isn't that what a healer looks like? Like, a healer is supposed to wear amethyst and this, that, and the other. And other than like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of jewelry, that's it. That's all I wear. So I'm selling all the rest. Why the hell do I want a pearl necklace? Oh Lord. And I've been going through different areas. I've been cleaning out, the kitchen area and the dining area, and touching these things, and each thing that I touch, I know is a cord that I want to cut. And I'm like, oh God, why do I even have this? Why did I think that this thing would provide me with happiness, security, safety, stability, provide me with a loving environment where I was respected? Like, honestly, the mental fuckery of it all is beyond insane. It is insanity at the max. And shopping and the consumer culture, when it goes beyond that, it's not just the influence of these two women in my life, it's these influences of society in your ear, the Martha Stewarts of the world. And listen, I dig Martha Stewart. I think she's a ballsy woman, like ballsy. Any woman that can like go do time in prison and come out the other end and go, right, I'm starting a cannabis business, like that's balls. Okay, that's balls. But she really got into the psyche of the feminine around the world. The turkey needs to be presented in a certain way, and if it's not on the right platter, and if your throw pillows are like not fluffed, then you've got some sort of dysfunction. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. Throw pillows and throws and all of the things that we buy. And then there's more things, the things that we hold on to because of like sentimental value. And I'm like, why am I holding on to things that if people have hurt me and betrayed me and stabbed me in the back and said mean things? I don't want their things. I look at it and I get sad. I look at it and I get mad. And those aren't energies I want. And I'm keeping that sad and the mad all in my space around me. So off it must go. And listen, I've been purging already things for the last 2 years because I didn't know what my status was with my house. So, I've gone rounds through, I'm selling the house, I need to purge. Like, this purge is the deep one. We're getting deep into the shadow now, but I've purged before, and I truckloads went to donation already. I was like, I don't even want money out of this. I don't, there was such a negative charge with that item. I was like, just get it the fuck out of my house. And I put antiques on the end of my drive that I had inherited. And I'm like, I don't care. Somebody else needs to take that. And I'd sage it and send it on its way because I didn't want to send some bad chi. Which, is on a side note, if you do buy secondhand, Value Village or wherever your secondhand place is, do make sure you cleanse that before you bring it into the home, because you could be bringing in some negative chi. So stuff's got to go. Give it away, donate it, sell it, and all the things that are ego. Oh, this, I'm filming right now on my iPhone 11. That's how out of date I am with technology. Because instead, back when I had some money, I was like, I need to invest in my business, in the You Movement. I need it to look professional. I need a insane professional camcorder, and I need lighting. Well, I'm keeping the lighting, but I need a shotgun mic. I need an aluminum stand. I need these things. And that fucking camera has been the bane of my existence since the day that I got it. I filmed the majority of my videos either on my camera or my MacBook, whatever it is called. Because it's simple. I just put it up there and I press a button, and that's something my mind can handle. There aren't all these cords and this program and this software and this whatever converter, and like it's cuckoo. It's absolutely cuckoo. And so I've been waffling as I've been going through these rounds of ego death of like, but I need this stuff. I need this stuff to like prove that I'm, professional, prove that I don't need any of it. I don't need any of it. And then I'd go through rounds of, I need to make my YouTube more professional. I'd watch videos on how to make your YouTube bigger, better. And I'm like, I need to do thumbnails, would go my ego. I don't know why my ego talks like that, but apparently it does. You need to make thumbnails. Your descriptions need to be better. Your SEOs need to be organized. This is how you need to look like you've got your shit together, is the way that my ego has been talking to me for the last few years, and more and more. And I've tried it, and then I've gone like, meh. And I've tried it, and I've gone, meh. And I've tried it, and I even tried it recently with my little white thumbnails. And what I notice over and over and over again is the videos that I throw up with no thumbnail and no fancy editing and no diddly squat are the ones that get the majority of the views. It's hilarious to me. So yes, letting go of the ego's interpretation of all the things you think you need, and coming back into simplicity is what's ultimately the most freeing experience. And so I think you're going to observe, as more things walk out the door, that I'm going to get freer and freer and freer and lighter and lighter and lighter. So I've listed my insane camera setup. Like it's perfect for somebody who is a professional, videographer that wants to set off on business. I have all the work. So I've posted that on Marketplace, over on Facebook, and I apparently should be posting it on Kijiji as well. So I'll post it there too. Dear God, I hope it sells. I'm sure that it will. It's a pretty fancy dancy system. It's not the most expensive thing out there, but it certainly was not cheap. So simplifying is a huge part of this process. Simplify. Do I really need this? Do I really need this? Do I really need wine glasses when I don't drink wine? No. Do I really need, a setting of 8 when I'm only one person? Nope. Do I need, so I'll be giving, my soul kids are, they're young 20s, and it's time for them to individuate as well, and set off on their own. I thought, again, ego thought, I need to take care of them. I'm now responsible for them. And I've been responsible for people my whole fucking life. I was responsible for my mother's emotions, not my own. I was responsible for whatever relationship that I was in, and making sure that they were okay so that I could be okay. Because if they're okay, then I'm okay. I was responsible for almost every single aspect of my ex-husband, because of the narcissistic energy. You end up being everything and wearing every hat. I was his lawyer, I was his maid, I was his cook, I was his, support, I was his counselor, I was his porn star, I was his whatever he needed me to be, until my body was like a mess. And I say it that dramatically because look at my before pictures. I still get angry at that. My God, does narcissistic abuse fuck you up? It fucks up your weight. It fucks up your health. It fucks up your mind. It is the ultimate fucking up of somebody you can possibly fathom. I think it's evil. is what it is. I think it's an infection of evil is my new interpretation of that. I made a post about that because what I see it as now is like, yes, I've done many videos on, narcissists themselves have been traumatized. So if you start, we're doing a side note on the things video, but if you start in a place as a child where you have been abused or in a toxic environment, and I mean quite abused, what happens is your soul fractures and it cracks. And your psyche cracks, and that allows in what I'm determining to be an infection of evil is what I'm determining it to be. So, on cartoons, we see interpretations of like the little devil on your shoulder or the little angel. Yes, every single human on the planet has the capacity to make really hurtful choices or make really, and an empath makes hurtful choices to themselves. They hurt themselves to cater to others, whereas a narcissist hurts others to cater to themselves. And so in this fracturing, every single time you listen to the little devil, you listen to the energy that says hurt them, manipulate them, lie to them, triangulate them, gaslight them, steal from them, betray them, cheat on them. Anytime you're getting any of these little messages, it's like opening yourself a little bit more to the darkness, to the dark, and to shadow, to negative energies and entities that live within you like parasites. And that's why I think of it as like an infection of darkness. And then it gets harder and harder to make right choices because you start listening to the infection. The infection becomes you. You become one with the consciousness. Similar, actually, in comparability to Candida. Okay, because Candida is a parasital energy that is in your gut. Okay, and please go watch the food playlist if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I had severe Candida overgrowth, and which caused overweight, inability to lose weight, leaky gut, irritable bowel syndrome, which then goes through the entire, breaks through into the body and creates inflammation, any number of diseases and disorders, brain fog, anxiety, all these kinds of things, because when the Candida itself is like deep in your gut, the gut-brain connection is a real thing. That's science. That's not me. That's a real thing. And it wants you to eat sugar and carbs and dairy. That's what it wants. It wants you to go and order a pizza and then have ice cream for dessert. And so it goes, you're hungry for pizza, you're hungry, just get pizza. So it's like whispering it's taken over your consciousness, and it's got its own consciousness. Anything alive has consciousness. So it's taken over your consciousness. And so instead of grabbing the juicer and making yourself a healthy juice blend, what you do is you grab the food that's bad for you, that's good for it. You're feeding it, right? So samely, okay, the exact same in comparability, narcissism is like the dark energy that has been taken in after this fracturing that says hurt them, abuse them, manipulate them, cheat on them, steal from them, and so the soul essence is pushed further and further and further out and away. It's like instead it's edging God out. People say ego is edging God out. Well, narcissism is its own consciousness as far as I'm concerned, and it edges soul out is what it's doing. It's edging soul more and more out, and so it gets to the point where somebody would get diagnosed as narcissistic personality disorder. It's so bad that they're so far gone. There's no coming back from that. Like once you are like, I don't know, 90% negative energy, how do you come back from that? I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. Maybe it is. I think that there is probably hope for all souls to eventually pull themselves out, but it would be a very long, hard, difficult journey. I might suggest going down into the jungle of Peru or something and doing some ayahuasca as a starting place, because you need something heavy hitting and hard to kind of shift some energy to clear out that kind of negative energy. would require a lot of shadow work. A lot, because I look at it more from a spiritual point of view than from a psychological camp. If you just went into talk therapy, that would fail. The reason why it would fail is because you're a liar. So of course you're going to lie. If that's your mode of operation is to be a liar, then when you go to a counselor, you're going to just do what you always do, which is to lie. You'll tell the counselor what they want to hear because you're smart and you know what they want to hear because you ask a lot of intrusive questions of the counselor. So you'd be able to, do what you always do. It would end up being a manipulation. So in my opinion, I don't think, while it might be complementary, I don't think talk therapy is necessarily the way to heal, well, anything. I think ultimately the way to heal it is to feel it. And the feeling that would be associated with facing the shadow is somebody that you're going to require like a space holder on a shaman side of it. You need a shaman, not a counselor, is who you need to help transmute that energy. So the long story round, I certainly went off on a long tangent, but well, so be it. Clipping the energies, clipping the cords, come back. Where was I going? Clipping ourselves from all these types of energies, is this awakening journey. The awakening is like, yeah, this shadow energy's got to go. These unconscious behaviors have got to go. These substance usage has got to go. These people have got to go because you're not resonating. And as I said, just when we lose people, it doesn't mean it all ends at the worst case scenario. Sometimes it ends of an argument that sends somebody on your way, or a disagreement, or they just drift out of your life, or they just naturally gravitate to their next cycle. There's varying degrees of loss and what loss looks like. Each needs to be grieved. Each needs to be felt. Each needs to be respected and honored. And, I honor my greatest teachers, even though my greatest teachers have at times been the worst. Well, my greatest teachers are the worst in my life. My mother, without question, was my arch nemesis. But without an arch nemesis, you don't step fully into your power. You don't transcend it. You don't transcend the darkness. Without having that energy. I would not be in front of a camera. I would not be talking about narcissism. I wouldn't be doing online counseling to help people through their own stuff if I hadn't been through it. I wouldn't know what I'm talking about. There's no book smarts out there that would help you understand narcissism unless you've experienced narcissism. There's no book smarts out there that would help you understand addiction until you've struggled to give up certain things and know what it feels like to go through caffeine withdrawal, or withdrawal of nicotine, or withdrawal of antidepressants. That in itself, oh my God, you want to talk about addiction? Nobody associates those two together, do they? Maybe we now start to have to see it as your body is addicted to a substance. So anything, sugar, food, anything you put in you, put on you, or do, can be an addiction. People think of addiction and they think of a drug addict. That's not addiction. Or at least that's not the whole picture of addiction. Yes, that's one example of a micro version of addiction is the drug addict, okay? But your sex addiction, your porn addiction, your work addiction, your gym addiction, your gambling addiction, your eating addictions, and your addictions to buying stupid dumbass things that you don't actually need, like matching pie lifters. Who needs a pie lifter? Like, really, can we not use just normal cutlery or a spatula? Like, why does anyone need a pie lifter? Unless you, I don't know, eat pie every day? Like, the pie lifter thing really got me laughing anyways. So I am both allowing myself to feel the feels, to laugh at the folly and the insanity of it all, to go into the shadow and see where this stuff originates from, like why I needed a pie lifter. Well, I needed a pie lifter because I wanted to be, accepted. I wanted her to think that I had my life all together. I wanted them all to think that I had all my life together, yeah, I'm the type of person that has a pie lifter. Oh man, the things we give status to, status and pretending all our ducks are in a row. I have no fucking ducks, man. All my ducks have flown. I got a cat. That's all I got. And even that, like spirit is like, and I've been like, oh no, what am I going to do with my cat? And this, that, and the other. And here she is out here visiting with me right now. Because I don't know where I'm going. I'm going and flying by the seat of my pants. And it's not fair for an animal to fly by the seat of their pants necessarily with me when I'm not entirely sure where I'm going. But remarkably, one of my friends has offered to foster her for me for a year. So I haven't decided, but I might think we're going to try to do a trial run, see how she gets on with the others. Hi, sweetheart. I'm thinking of doing that because, hopping on a plane by yourself with a backpack is pretty easy. I've done it before. I've lived out of backpacks in my life before. And I got myself a hefty one. I got myself my Mountain Equipment car backpack, and it's teal. But having another backpack on the front of you with a cat in it presents a whole lot of other issues. So I don't know for certain what's happening, but I know that spirit will line things up exactly as I need when I need it. So one of the things that's lining up is foster care, and I might take them up on that until I find myself a little bit more situated somewhere. Or maybe I won't. Or maybe I won't find myself situated somewhere. My ultimate dream in my life has, in the last forever, has been to buy a VW van with a hot man, and travel around and do like revival type of meetings for people, so that old school meetings, like raise a fucking tent, not charge people $500 to come to a workshop where they can get into and do some healing. There's the age of Pisces had a lot of spiritual teachers and self-proclaimed gurus out there charging anywhere from, I don't know, how much did I pay for the I Can Do It conference? That I think I paid about $500 for twice I went to the I Can Do It conference in Toronto, and that was a 3-day event. And that was there was VIP seatings and this seatings, so there was different price points. I got the base level, but I know that there's people that charge $5,000 for these things easily or more. So I'm irritated. It's always irked me in a slight way that people are on stage talking about manifestation and abundance, and the only one that is actually getting rich is them. That doesn't resonate. With me at all. So this dream that I had was, one day I'm going to go around and I'm going to stop in different places where I know all these people and, pitch one of those big, huge white tents with folding chairs or something. And, me in a van and a bus behind me with all the stuff or whatever. And start bringing the messages to the world. So become quite nomadic in life. The problem with that plan is it's not the right time. It's not my time. because my time, I have no man, I have no van, and I don't even drive. Driving has been one of my greatest fears my entire life. So that's yet another mountain I need to potentially climb. But even if I did get my driver's license, I don't see myself independently driving around Trump's America. No offense. I just don't. That's not something I want to do. So in divine time, I'll get divine partnership. I'll get my VW van, and I'll get my man and my van. And I'll get my follow-up bus with all of the equipment. I'm already meeting some people that are like, yeah, I see the mission, let's build it. But forget me from here to there requires cutting all of these cords to all of these things. I have to let go of the pie lifter. I have to mourn the pie lifter. I don't care. I'm selling it all. If you happen to be in Cambridge, Ontario, or near Cambridge, Ontario, and you need some stuff, hey, get in touch. I got stuff. I got stuff to sell. So I do. Or check out my marketplace on Facebook. Because it's all gotta go. It's got to go. It's got to go. I got nothing left. Cha-ching, cha-ching. I need the money. I need the money. I don't need the stuff. I don't need the house. I don't need the responsibilities. I don't need the illusions. I don't need the delusions. I don't need the status. I don't need the looking professional. I don't need any of it. I just don't need it. I just don't need any of it. I just don't. What I need is simple. I need a phone. I need a laptop so that I can write a book, finish writing my book, which I've started like 30 times, and I need to edit it into like one thing and rewrite some sections that sounded a little too whiny or whingy. And make it, that's why people might have asked me, why do you write every day? Because that's my exercise. I'm exercising. I use Facebook and me writing my stories as a place to practice, because when it all comes together in one work of art, it's going to be a well-practiced, well-written, hopefully with some beautiful prose, and that's what I would like. So yes, and then I need clothes and food. I need to be able to afford shelter. I need water. I need air. I need earth and grounding. I need sunshine. Oh, do I need sunshine? Yes, I need sunshine. So I think, and this is important to know, you don't always know where you're going to go, but you get little nudges, okay? So in my bedroom, for the last 15 years, I have had a gigantic poster on my wall of Tulum, Mexico, which is my favorite place on earth. It feels like home. I have, without question, lived past lives as a Mayan priestess or shaman. I know that for certain. And when I am in Mexico, I feel like home. And you know what? Mexico's a lot cheaper than Canada. And once I've liquidated, I can go and just hang out and go to a beach and get some sunshine and swim in a cenote and drink incredible, delicious things and eat the most vibrant colored foods and deal with the most beautiful, wonderful people on the planet. Seriously, they're the happiest people in the world. It's just happiness. That's what Mexico is. Mexico equals happiness to me. And I haven't had happiness in my life. I don't know. I don't know the last time I can say it that I've experienced genuine, bona fide peace, love, harmony, happiness, a calm nervous system. I'm going to say never. I'm going to say never. Although I've been a traveler and an adventurer and and I'm getting back into that because there's been a lot of fears. Like, how am I going to travel when I got Kundalini? I'm going to be like this in a hotel. I have to accept that maybe that's the case, but I'll just stay in the hotel 7 days until I can get up and get back into the sunshine again. But I want all those things. I don't want all those things. I deserve all those things. And that was a hard time to believe because I put everybody else's needs ahead of my own. Right down to the pie lifter, because I thought somebody else needed me to have a pie lifter so that they would appreciate and respect me. My pie lifter did not keep them in my life. It lifted them right on out. It lifted me right on out, make me less of me. So I want all those things. I deserve all of those things. I need all of those things, like oxygen. I need those things. And so I'm not living my life for other people anymore. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I'm not living my life for society anymore. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Unmasking means being authentic and true to me. And if that means I'm going to fly off by myself alone and find myself in the jungles of near Tulum, then that's where I'm going to go. And that's what I'm going to do, if that's what Spirit wants. Maybe Spirit will redirect me, but it does seem like now that I've made this decision to sell, which was very hard. It's not an easy decision to let go of anything, except for maybe a pie lifter. But everything else, it's not an easy decision when you've been deeply embedded into a house, into a relationship, into a friendship, into a job, into whatever. If you have been deeply embedded for a very long period of time, your ego has this thing where it misinterprets what loyalty is. I need to remain loyal. I need to be committed. But the problem with when you are loyal, this false loyalty, a shadow version of loyalty, is that you're not being loyal to yourself. You are betraying yourself. You are not honoring yourself when you convince yourself, delude yourself that you are honoring others. And through honoring others, you are honoring yourself. That is not honoring self. Honoring self means being authentically honest and true and saying, listen, I've been with you a long time and there was love, but I'm not in love with you anymore. I'm not happy here. I am going to own my not happy here. I'm not going to project it on you and say, I'm not happy here because of you. It's got nothing to do with you. You are you doing you, and I am me doing me. And owning that whatever this is that is causing my own unhappiness, my own disturbance of my energy, is something I alone have to own, and then therefore make choices of what's going to bring me back to me. Because I've lost me in being loyal to you. So I need to let go of you or it so that I can return to me. Sounds easy. Not easy. Not easy. Your ego will do everything in its power, everything, to convince you to keep doing what you're doing instead of doing something different. It'll convince you that smoking isn't so bad. You only do it every so often. It'll convince you that the relationship isn't that toxic because It's not bad 40% of the time, 50% of the time. You know, I used that one for a very long time. It'll convince you that nobody else is going to survive without you. It's my job, it's my responsibility to take care of these people. If they're adults, it's not your responsibility. It's their responsibility to take care of them. It's not, you become codependent and enmeshed when you take on the responsibility of other people's emotions and other people's physical stuff and other people. That's toxic. So I'm sorry that things are not going your way in your world, but that's not my responsibility. I can empathize, but I need to take care of me, and I need to listen to me, and I need to love the fuck out of me. And to do that means communicating my truth. And that's hard. Ooh, ouch, that's hard. It means sitting in my shadow and seeing who I really am and why I'm making the choices that I am, you know, this self-sacrifice and martyrdom, placing myself on a cross, saying, you know, I'll save the world, I'll take care of everybody, it's all right, I'll go into debt because, you know, you guys need a place to live. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. If it's not working, it's not working. And so I'm going to take myself off the cross because I was never meant to be on there. I am not Jesus. I am not Jesus. I'm not going to die for everybody else's sins. I'm going to take care, and neither should you. Are you dying for everybody else's stuff? We have to go into the shadow and really take a long, hard look of energies that are in play in us, you know. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I motivated to do these things that I'm motivated to do? Is it coming from a place of truth? Am I lying to myself? Because ultimately that's where it all begins. And if I'm lying to myself, if I sit in it and feel it fully, you know, where do I want to go? Where do I want to be taken? How do I want to feel? How am I going to get there? What am I going to do? Dear God, please guide me, guide me, guide me, guide me, guide me. Show me the way. And the way is one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Letting go. Letting go. Listen, you've been watching me. I've over 700 videos now of watching me let go of shit. I'm like the queen of letting go. If there's anything I do great, it's letting go now. And I used to be not letting go of anything. You know, I'd hold on to jobs because they offered me a benefits package, even though I was being bullied in the workplace. I held on to marriages that I was so depressed in because I believed I needed to stay loyal to that person and help them and fix them and make it better. And I didn't deserve any better, and it would never get any better. And, you know, oh geez, you know, that was dysfunctional. I needed them. I needed them. But I didn't need anything else. I didn't need the cigarettes. I didn't need the alcohol. I didn't need the caffeine. I didn't need the overworking. I didn't need the pharmaceuticals. I didn't need the dairy. I didn't need the comfort eating. I didn't need the sugar. I didn't need the wheat. I didn't need it. I didn't need it. I didn't need the friends that showed up and did what they needed to do, which was, you know, teach me, train me, combat with me, force me to look at things, force me to feel, force me to detach, force me to have boundaries, force me to speak up. You know, they all served a purpose that was fantastic, and I'm grateful, but it doesn't mean I stay attached for the rest of my life. I don't need to stay attached to the idea of family. I never even had a family. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what it means. To me, it means obligation. Means obligation to sacrifice yourself for the betterment of somebody else's emotions. So, my family is my soul tribe. I'm pretty good with that because my soul tribe isn't codependently attached to me. They're cheering me on to go my own way, as opposed to, you should do it my way, you should do it this way. It feels good. The interactions feel good. If the interactions don't feel good, if the situation doesn't feel good, if the home doesn't feel good, if the city that you live in doesn't feel good, then let go. It's time to let go. If you need help letting go of anything, please, please, please feel free to reach out and book a one-on-one session with me, and let's discuss some of the stuff that's keeping you looping, and ways that and strategies that will help facilitate letting go a little bit easier. The way to do that is to send me an email at justbebeing@gmail.com. That is in the description of all of my videos. You can DM me on Messenger, and or I am available by Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp, though I rarely ever check those things, to be honest with you, because simplify is my life. If you would like to join the Spiritual Warriors support group to talk to other warriors that are desperately trying to let go of different stuff, that meets Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be a Zoom meeting that is a live discussion. Everybody has an opportunity to talk, and we discuss through all of the stuff that's happening on the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual levels, as well as your 3D world. That is the structure of these meetings. They're very useful, and you might enjoy joining them. Your first meeting is absolutely free. To check it out and see if it's something that vibes with you. And then thereafter, I kindly request an $11.11 donation. If you can't afford that, please get in touch with me and let me know. Don't let money stop you from getting the help that you need to talk with community. If you're a little bit more of a quiet observer in the background, which the majority of you are, hello, all you quiet ones out there that say nothing, that are watching. Feel free to join the Spiritual Warriors support group. The link to that is in the description below. It's over there on Facebook. You can post anonymously over there if you have some weird stuff that's coming up on your Kundalini awakening or twin flame journey or spiritual awakening, because weird stuff happens. Okay? Weird, very weird stuff happens, and scary. And you might be embarrassed to talk about those things. So don't be. You can talk to them to me about me. There's zero things you can say to me that's going to shock me. Well, please don't admit to any criminal activity. But you're confessing to the wrong person if you're confessing to me. But other than that, if you're experiencing criminal thoughts, but you're not acting on them, or other thoughts and you're not acting on them, but they feel very intrusive and difficult, we can talk about, because that is normal part of an awakening process as the mind clears out a lot of collective energies. So be aware that sometimes the energies that you are processing through are the collectives, not yours. Okay, but you are part of the collective, so therefore, yes, it's also yours. It's everyone's. That all said, thank you, and thank you for all of the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, the supers, the donations, the comments. Peace.